and welcome to this week's one-shot review for Spider-Man No Way Home. So straight off the bat, my name's Anthony, I'm with Seve.
Hello.
You're listening to Pop Culture News and Reviews, and we're about to talk spoilers.
Yeah,
So if you have not seen Spider-Man No Way Home,
we don't care. Go and see it.
Press
Why
pause.
haven't you seen it?
press pause,
But seriously, why haven't they seen it?
because it's been out for 2 days.
Exactly.
3
So why have you
days.
not seen it?
It's been out 2-3
It's a
days.
weekend. Go
it's
see
hard
it.
to go see things. I understand. Life is hard. Go see this movie. Don't listen to this. Like, I'm rambling right now to give you time
To go see
to
it.
reach for wherever your phone is right now, because this podcast has accidentally come on while you're listening to something.
Spoiler alert, Thanos is back.
He's
you go.
not.
Now,
Don't expect Thanos.
If that's piqued your interest, go watch it.
Guys, go watch this. All right. Now that that's out the way, now that everyone who either doesn't care about spoilers or because there are people that don't care about spoilers. After I've watched this movie, people have come up to me and said, "Oh, did you see it already?" I said, "Yeah." Did this happen? I'm like, "How about you go see the movie?"
Mm.
Like, "Oh, I just want to know if this happened."
Pay your money. All
Go
I can say
see it.
is, as an overall rating, you will not be disappointed.
Well,
There's no
that's how
way.
we generally start our things. So we try and start from a rating, then we talk about it, and the rating sometimes shifts towards the end after we've spent an hour speaking or half an hour speaking about the movie itself. Where are you sitting for
9.
a rating? 9?
9.
I'm at a 9.5.
This is going to be our highest rated movie, I reckon.
I'm at a 9.5.
Sorry, Love and Monsters, you're amazing for a low budget movie, but you've been blown out of the water by the big guy.
Everything in me wanted to give this a 10. Just,
You know what was funny is? One thing that let it down for me was CGI.
wow.
Those helicopters out the front of his apartment, so bad.
Man, I
They weren't even in the right sort of space.
did not care about that.
Oh, I always do though.
No,
But that's
mine...
and there was a lot of it was a bit too much on the green because obviously the whole movie was green screen. It was a bit too. Some of it was a
shot
bit
through
the depth of
overtime
the
and
depth of
everything as
field
well.
behind was a bit jarring sometimes. It's like, oh, that doesn't work. You're relying too much on green screen.
You know, that might actually look better off the movie screen as well.
I'm gonna watch the hell out of this on Disney Plus when it comes out.
I'll be completely honest with you. I have
4K on my
already
TV.
pre-ordered a physical copy.
Woo.
The pre-orders are out, guys. Sanity, JB Hi-Fi.
Who'd you get it
they're
through?
all out. JB Hi-Fi.
Ooh.
They're already out. You can get your
What is it?
physical
40
copy, guys.
40 days, isn't it? 40 days? Is that what
don't know.
Disney's doing still? Are they still doing the 40 day?
Oh, between, I think so, yeah.
yeah, so
think it's a
40
40
days.
days after
And
release.
yeah.
Guys,
Month.
January.
Month and a bit.
We're in.
You'll have it before Feb.
No,
you won't.
But
No, that's a lie.
in saying that, I'm
won't.
going to go watch this in the movies again. That's going to happen.
You're insane.
I really want to go watch this again because there are times where I don't know if I've missed things or I just want to experience it again, to be honest. I want to go watch it again. And it's not enough for me to just be scrolling through Instagram and see stuff that people have recorded on the screen again.
know what's
I want to
funny?
experience it again.
I don't think I've ever gone to the movies to see a movie twice. Ever. But you know me, I don't really like going to the movies that much to watch. I'd rather watch them at home.
The first Spider-Man, so the
Tobey
Tobey Maguire
Maguire.
one, 5 times in the movies.
Wow. You're
Because
insane.
I went by myself first because no one wanted to come with me.
Because you're a nerd.
And then it was our opening weekend. I was like, I'm going to go see
Nerd.
Spider-Man. Then I talked my friends into it. And then they were like, well, you've got to come with us. So I went with them. Then I took my little brother as well.
You're out of control.
Hey, my little brother went to the midnight screening for No Way Home. So I set him on a path.
He's out of control.
Set him on a path. And he's messaging me being like, I need to go see this movie again. So
Josh, you're losing the plot.
we'll probably go see this with Josh again because, it's a thing. Anyway, let's talk about this movie, man. Let's do it.
Where do we start?
So we'll start from the beginning of the movie, I reckon.
No, let's start from the end.
You know what? I'm going to start from
Let's
days before this movie.
What?
I deactivated my social media
Oh,
because I knew that there were people out there that were going to go see this on the Tuesday. What frustrates me, man, is the people who are seeing this on Tuesday are generally people who work in the industry, like as reporters, whatever, who sign
Moochers.
NDAs. And I know already I cannot trust these people to keep their mouths shut for 2 days.
no.
So, and I'm glad I did because when I watched this movie, got my social media back. I saw so many things that I would have been like, well, that was a spoiler. That was a spoiler. That was a spoiler.
Yeah, I had a couple of things spoiled for me on TikTok. Thank you very much, people.
It's ridiculous, man. Absolutely ridiculous. And you know what? We will start from the end, I reckon.
No.
No. The very end. The very end.
No, start. Go to the start.
I was just going to... It's Doctor Strange, man.
Oh, no. Go to the start. We'll get
you
to
reckon?
That. Yeah, we'll get to that.
All right, let's do it.
But you got to talk through Doctor Strange first.
All right. Something that we weren't sure about going
path.
into this movie was when this movie would be set. We had a chat about it a few weeks ago.
I'm still not sure when it's Hawkeye.
Yep. Oh, we can do that right now, man.
No, because of the one throwaway line that Florence Pugh said about, I want to go see the new Statue of Liberty.
Yeah. So in this movie, it picks up right after Far From Home.
Yeah, directly after
But then we get a almost montage of how his life is going since his identity has been revealed. So let's break it down because we're just jumping all over shop here.
That's what we do.
It starts from the end of Far From Home where Mysterio drops the video.
Yep.
And Joan Jameson's run with it.
Do you reckon he got a paycheck for that? Do you reckon Jake Gyllenhaal got a paycheck for this movie?
He would have been
for
credited.
Previous shots?
Yeah, definitely.
Well
100%.
Done. Well done.
Yeah.
Didn't even show up to set and he's getting money.
Oh,
That's when you know you made it.
Yeah.
That's when you know.
It's good. Residuals. It works well. So has his identity revealed. J. Jameson's running with it, slandering him everywhere. You've got the court of public opinion, so you've got one side saying he's right and the other side saying he's a menace, as you do.
Menace to society.
But he's become just too famous, essentially.
Public enemy number one.
Yeah.
Exact words.
He's getting hounded everywhere he goes.
I just want to say, J.K. Simmons is so good.
So good.
So good.
Just thank you so much for coming back because, my God, he's good. Not just for he could have just sat behind a green screen and done in front of a green screen and done all this stuff.
Well, he did. They did a pull out. And he was in front of a green screen.
That also showed your time passing as well.
And then he was in the studio.
He went from
in
his basement essentially with his whiteboard and stuff up to a full studio, someone handing him stuff.
So him breaking that news made his career.
He got big. So I think about 6 months passed.
It'd have to be.
Because they went from Far From Home to we saw Thanksgiving.
Are they going to put the Statue of Liberty back together again with the shield back up there?
Well,
I liked that. That was cool.
I believe they have, and this is why.
You reckon Hawkeye's set after these events?
I think Hawkeye is set a year after the end of Spider-Man. Because when he's swinging through the mirror dimension, he swings through the mall at Christmas. There's Christmas. They had Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Then it's Christmas when he's swinging through the mall.
Yeah.
But the Statue of Liberty isn't finished. I think in Hawkeye it's finished.
Oh, yeah. So they've knocked it all down. He's knocked the shield off and then they've put it all back up again and he won't know who Spider-Man is.
He won't know who Peter Parker is. Yeah.
But he won't
people know who Spider-Man is.
Yeah, okay, but do they remember working? See, because Doctor Strange said he's not going to remember it.
He's not going to remember Peter Parker.
So will he remember?
They all know Spider-Man.
Strange wasn't at the airport, was he? No, because that fight would have been over real quick if he was at the airport.
Yeah, he wasn't there.
He just
wasn't there. He also, I'm pretty sure we got in Doctor Strange, it said while he was driving that an Air Force pilot was injured.
That was Rhodey.
Yeah, so it was after Civil War then.
Yeah. And people were saying that, oh, no, it's not Rhodey, but it was 100% Rhodey. Like,
yeah.
His spinal injuries.
Yeah.
It's exactly what happened to Rhodey.
Yeah. Anyway.
We're not talking to talk about Doctor Strange. Well, we are.
We're going to talk about Doctor Strange.
How good was he?
So good.
How good was he? Let's Scooby-Doo this shit.
I really do not like that line.
Please Scooby-Doo this shit.
Yeah.
It didn't fit. It didn't fit.
No.
Like, where was the Scooby-Doo?
It was quite jarring.
I liked him swearing and saying shit, though. That was cool.
So
if it had been, let's get a move on this shit.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Anything.
It'd be, let's hustle this shit along.
It was weird. That was a little jarring. Look, this is what dropped the movie down 0.5 for me.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
I felt like the first half an hour, roughly, it did kind of drag. I sat there thinking...
it all blends in. What was it? I seen it
It was
last
this
night.
whole process of his identity being revealed, him struggling, college applications getting denied.
Oh, yeah.
Everything
Yep.
before he gets to it took so long.
Yeah,
And I actually sat in the cinema going, this isn't picking up.
yeah.
You know? That stuck with me. And that's me nitpicking to the extreme because I don't believe any movie is perfect. I can't give any movie 10 out of 10.
Terminator 2, I can.
Yeah.
T2
Okay.
would be a 10 out of 10 for me.
It'd be pretty close, yeah.
It'd have to be. It'd have to be like the perfect movie.
Yeah. Anyway, so Spider-Man 2 for me probably hits 10. I'll be honest.
It's a twos. That's two sequels that were better than
Yeah.
the first, which doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, it's
Where
rare.
the sequel is... That's not bad, is it?
It's pretty rare. Anyway, so Spider-Man's identity revealed. He's struggling. This is what I mean, this whole struggle process.
You had to
But
see it, though.
he's realizing that he's impacted the people around him a lot.
I just want to say, I hate Flash.
Yeah.
I hate Flash Thompson.
Not a fan.
And it's not even... It's not the character Flash Thompson.
No, it's not.
Because Joe Manganiello, perfect Flash Thompson.
Flash Thompson in the comics
Joe
is a
Manganiello.
good comic. Is a good Flash. Like,
I don't know who decided to cast this kid as Flash Thompson.
and then not have him be a Flash.
Just have him be a loser. He's not even a jock. He's just a loser.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
if he's a loser bully, that's okay. But he
I
wasn't. He's
understood the idea of
a
them
jock
being
bully, I
like-
should say, not a loser bully.
Yeah, I understand the idea of nowadays jocks probably aren't your prime bullies. It's these guys who are like these rich kids or whatever, especially in that kind of school. Because that school was a gifted school.
Yeah.
So you probably wouldn't have had many jocks at that school because they're at other schools pursuing their athletics.
Yeah.
You know, so I understood that idea of it. But this guy just ended up being a walking joke.
Dude.
Like, this needed to be someone that Peter Parker actually feared.
Mm.
Like, he was terrified to go to school because of Flash.
I wouldn't be terrified to go to school because of that guy.
No.
I reckon if you bopped him on the chin, he'd cry.
Yeah.
Like, he would cry.
I mean, that was the whole dichotomy of Peter Parker being Spider-Man saying, I could handle Flash
Yeah.
if I wanted to, but I can't. I've got to put up with this crap.
I just want to say, we walked out of the movie last night. And I'm like, I said to the missus, I'm like, it was just speaking of Flash. Andrew Garfield would be a brilliant Barry Allen. Am I wrong?
I'm just going to point out that I think Andrew Garfield would be brilliant at anything. He is such a good actor.
From what I can see, and in my opinion, I'm sorry if I upset a lot of people here, he's the best Spider-Man we've had. He is the best.
Jack Johnson.
Jake.
Jake Johnson, yeah.
You would say that's live action?
Animated, yeah. Live action, yeah.
Andrew Garfield, not the best Peter Parker,
Yeah.
best Spider-Man by far.
100%.
It's just like Ben Affleck is the best Batman,
Yeah.
but Val Kilmer for me is the best Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Toby sort of, I would say
Toby
Tom
was really hard because he was 30 when he got cast
I know.
as a high schooler.
Tom Holland is the best Peter Parker, live action Peter Parker, I would say.
Yeah.
And it sucks because the OG just misses out on both. He's not the best Spider-Man, but he's not the best
But he's really
Peter
good
Parker.
in the middle.
He just flaps about
Yeah.
doing what he does.
Look, we'll keep going on this because we'll get there. We'll get there, guys. There's a reason we're talking about this, obviously. So he goes to Doctor Strange to say, my life's crap, my friend's life's crap. Can you help me? Originally wanting to use the time stone, then realizing, oh yeah, you don't have
I
the
love
time
how
stone.
Wong's taken the Sorcerer Supreme title.
And kept it. And kept it.
He's nowhere near even in the same league as Doctor Strange. He's
Yeah.
like, nah, because I was blipped for 5 years. I
Yeah.
lost the title.
He's
And Wong
got it
took
on a technicality.
Wow.
But he's let him live there.
You notice from the trailer they changed the line in it as well?
Yeah.
Wong said, don't cast the spell. And in this he was like, do what you want.
Yeah.
Just sort of
He's
flat.
like, leave me out of it.
You see what was in the background though?
Was it
Look.
Tibet?
Looked like China.
Yeah, off to
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi.
It looked like China. I don't know. I could be just completely wrong, but it looked like in the background was China.
I thought it was Tibet.
Well,
Oh, well.
you might be going up to the, what's it called? Where
Yeah.
that his mate is,
Yeah.
who we see in the trailer now, and he's got dreads.
Well, it's not his mate.
Well, the enemy bad
Yeah.
guy, whatever he is.
Yeah. Baron Mordo.
Who?
Yeah. Mordo?
What, Mordo? Oh, Mordo. Yeah.
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 I thought you said Morto. I'm like, huh?
Anyway, so the doc's like, all right, you know what? I'll help you. Sorry, Sir Stephen, have whatever name you want to go by in this one. Says, yes, I'll help you. And
Feels weird, but I'll allow it.
yeah, says he'll do it. A memory wipe on everyone.
And then you threw that at me in the chat last night.
You like that?
I knew exactly what
I
it
like
was,
that you picked up what I was putting down.
That's why we do this show.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a thing that we'll use from now on. I'll allow it.
Feels weird, but I'll allow it.
Feels weird, but I'll allow it.
Anyway, this whole memory wipe idea is pretty out there. But the comic this was based off is Spider-Man One More Day.
Mephisto confirmed.
Exactly right. It was Mephisto doing a hard reset on reality.
And it still wasn't
saying,
Mephisto. We still don't have Mephisto. Where is Mephisto?
They're taking Mephisto's storylines
I reckon.
without Mephisto.
No, I reckon Mephisto was there in WandaVision. They scrapped him. They're like, oh, everyone's picked it straight away. We got to hustle. How do we change things?
And they started in Spider-Man and they're like, oh, you know what? No, just leave it as...
change.
Yeah.
Mephisto not confirmed ever.
He's going to show up in some show that no one expects him in. Like he'll be in like Secret Invasion, which is supposed to be like a political espionage thing.
Mephisto confirmed. No, he'll be in
pop in
next season of Captain America.
Yeah.
And Winter Soldier.
Yeah, he'll be there.
Mephisto confirmed.
Mephisto will pop up. They'll be like, oh man, we're dealing with wizards, cyborgs, or Mephisto.
You just pop up. Hey guys, stay up.
Yeah. Oh, this was me all along, guys.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Zemo?
Yeah.
Mephisto.
Mephisto confirmed. Anyway, no Mephisto confirmed, but the storyline. So One More Day was in the comics. Aunt May was killed after Spider-Man revealed his identity in Civil War.
Oh, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
So people who knew that storyline knew this was coming.
No.
No? Okay.
No, because that's what made him go the reset.
You should have known this was coming. You should have known Aunt May was going to die.
It wasn't just him saying, I want everyone to forget my memory.
You did. You said it in our show, I think. When I said it was, what's his name? Happy. I think you said before that it could be May. Yeah. Like, nah, I think it's Happy just because of the way the trailer was done. But then it turned out it wasn't.
Yeah, no, I was thinking May.
It was May.
This whole movie, I was
That
no.
didn't surprise. Like, I don't know. I didn't even get sad about it, really.
Yeah, look, I don't think we spent enough time with Aunt May to connect with her on that way.
No, it was just sort of.
It's not about it. And the thing is, it's never the person who tells Peter, with great power comes great responsibility. You never actually get much time with them.
That's a fair point.
You know,
I never even thought about that. Yeah, Uncle Ben.
But Peter has had time with them.
Yeah.
And that's what matters.
So it's up to the...
It's not that character dying that affects
you. It's up to
you.
Peter to explain... It's Peter explaining it.
It doesn't affect you.
Yeah.
It affects Peter, and that shapes his character.
Yeah. Well, we've jumped ahead a long way here.
One of the biggest problems I've had with the MCU Spider-Man is that he hasn't had that loss personally.
Well, now he has. And he's had everything lost now.
They have essentially done a hard reset on this Peter Parker and made him almost the perfect Spider-Man going forward.
Well, he won't be. Andrew Garfield, we already discussed this.
No, this is going to be... If they've put the pieces in place to really have a good run of this now. It's no more tech from Iron Man, no more... You know what I mean? Anyway, we'll jump to that. We've got this hard reset that he wants to do, except we've all seen the trailer. He messes with the spell.
That's so good.
Because he's indecisive.
Oh, what about MJ? And then did you see Doctor Strange? All right, we'll start another loop. And then, no, Ned needs
what is a Ned?
Loop. What's a Ned? That's where I thought, I'm like, oh, it is Mephisto. Because he would know who Ned is. Doctor Strange wouldn't go, what's a Ned?
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, maybe it is Mephisto then. Maybe this is not Strange.
So it was...
I just love how the explanation for all the snow in the thing was someone didn't put
left
a lock
the
on the
portal
portal open. He just blames Wong straight away. If you had to put a spell on it, it wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
Sorcerer Supreme.
Sorcerer Supreme. A little bit. All right.
It's just so good.
So Peter messes with the spell, but we think Strange has contained it.
Yeah, he's put it in a little lockbox.
It's not until Peter leaves, because I love that. You came to me instead of going to the head of admissions first.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that.
You can do that?
Yeah.
You can ring them? Yes, plead your case.
It's such a millennial thing, isn't it? Like,
Just
I can use my phone for a call?
I'm just going to accept exactly what's happened. I'm not going to question it. And
I got the letter.
that's my life.
It's all right.
I love Ned how you ripped it up. Oh, no, I need to show mum.
Yeah, I need that for my parents. So he's tracked down this lady on the bridge. Enter Doc Ock. Alfred Molina. And I'm going to say this about every character except Jamie Foxx, who I believe was better.
He was amazing.
Than originally. But every other person, villain, who stepped out of their last movie into this one, brought the exact energy that they did the first time round. They brought everything they did. If anything, I think Willem Dafoe stepped it up a level.
He went crazier.
I loved it.
And not only that, I turned to the missus when we were watching. I said, Joker.
Everyone's wanted that for so long.
What he did here was Joker.
Because he played
That's
them.
Joker.
He absolutely played them.
It was awesome. Like the way he acts and the smile, it's like, give me white face paint now.
Look, I'm going to say, man, I do not care about your Joker right now because we just got such a good Norman Osborn and Green Goblin. Like, he elevated himself to a level where I'm like, you might be the best Spider-Man villain we've had. And that is no slight on any other because Alfred Molina as Doc Ock is perfect. But what he was able to build on from his first iteration,
turn him into a good
almost
guy.
20 years ago, to Norman Osborn walking through there, going to Feast because he found Aunt May, being out, watching how he can appeal and manipulate Peter Parker just from those little conversations.
Yeah.
And then enacting it. My God, I'm like, you are perfect.
And the fight scene.
Yes, all right, we'll get there.
That was so good.
So we confront Doc Ock on the
bridge.
He integrates the nanotech into his suit. That was so cool. Having it ripped through and then having Peter able to control him.
Yeah, just Bluetooth straight in.
I love pairing. I actually paired it.
You're not Peter.
Yeah. Oh, that was good. That was really good. I love the admissions lady. I don't know who that was, but being like, you're a hero.
Yeah. No, I will talk to them about your friends and you. No, just my friends. Just my friends. No. About you and your friends.
But also, don't mess up anymore.
And then when she gets in the car and has a go at Doc Ock, it's like, you're an awesome lady.
I also love
you should be ashamed of yourself.
Even with the tentacles held in place, Doc Ock is still taking swings at everyone.
It's like, dude, you're an 80-year-old man. Relax. Just relax.
Take a step back, man.
Stop taking punches.
Look, he's got you dead to rights now. All right. He goes back to the Sanctum Sanctorum.
Can we just say how amazing they've done the spider sense now?
Yes. Can we talk about that?
Well, that was before. Because he senses it when he's on the bridge, just before Doc Ock pops up.
Yeah.
And the way they do it, it's like everything gets sort of silent.
Yeah.
And you see him just he gets focused and it's like, oh, you've nailed that.
Look, I
was waiting for little sparks to come out of his head and it's perfect.
We'll drill into that just a little more. His Peter Tingle is awesome. Anyway.
Can we not call it Peter Tingle anymore?
I know, I hate it.
And she even says, use your tingle.
Yeah.
It's like, no, don't tingle.
Doesn't protect me from bread rolls.
No tingle. Peter Tingle just seems like someone's going to pull up in a white van.
Can you stop throwing bread rolls at me? That was so good. Anyway, we'll get there, guys. We go back to Sanctum Sanctorum and you get that awesome jump scare with the lizard. Like, did you guys jump with that?
No. Jump scares don't really get me.
Jump scares?
I think the missus got... I think she jumped.
Yeah, Mrs. jumped too.
They don't really get me.
Anyway, the lizard in the container, I was like, that's awesome. They've got the lizard already. And then you see that Doctor Strange is scrapped with him in the sewer. I want to watch that.
And as soon as he started talking, I'm like, oh, it's him again.
Reese Ifans.
Nice.
That was good.
Nice. Everyone has come back.
Yeah. I think they've reused a bit of footage there. My missus pointed out a few things. I'm not sure they actually got Reese Ifans on set.
I think they did, but I think it was a Snyder version how he was in a different place. And he might have had a green screen in his lounge room and he's just had a little bit of a...
Because even when he was actually there with them, he looked like he was already on.
Yeah, I don't think he was there. I think it was a whole, Barry was in London when they did that.
Yeah.
I think that's the style they
Kind
went
of
with.
remote with it.
He might have just been out in his garage and
Well, I
filmed
think
something.
he's based in London.
Yeah.
I think a lot of this filmed in London. By the way, I think
You sure?
Atlanta and London.
I think it was more Atlanta. I think it was more Atlanta.
I think a lot of the Doctor Strange stuff got filmed in London because that's where they're filming Doctor Strange too.
Yeah, but they would have filmed this before going over to London.
But they're using the same sets, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, maybe. That
Why
makes sense.
would you build two?
Yeah.
And Tom Holland lives in London as well.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Anyway, who knows what they do? But Rhys Ifans, we're not sure if he was there, but he looked good, sounded good,
Worked.
and the lizard talked more, which was great.
Lizard was also a lot more bulkier.
I liked it.
His head was a bit more wider.
I think they fixed him a bit.
And I think he was a bit more staunch than he
Yeah.
was in the. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't remember him much from the because he was Amazing Spider-Man 1, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the first one.
Yeah.
Kills
The doctor had a
Gwen Stacy's
missing arm.
dad.
Yeah. And he wanted to regrow an arm and
Yeah, which he gets the tech from Peter's dad because he used to work with his dad.
yeah.
So we get the lizard back.
Whatever happened to Peter Parker's parents? Anything.
It's been changed a lot.
I know what happens in Amazing Spider-Man because I thought that was just weird.
Yeah,
That they're like scientist spies and sort of. It's like what?
that's happened in a comic.
Oh really?
Yeah. But most of the time, it's just that they were both in like a
Car accident or something like that.
pretty much. You know, they were both killed at the same time, and he went to live with his auntie and uncle.
Yeah, right.
So that's Lizard and Doc Ock. We had Green Goblin come out the same time as Doc and fly off. Threw a pumpkin bomb, destroyed some stuff, left.
Yeah, what was that?
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah, did well.
Throws a bomb, flies off.
Yeah.
Go and attack him.
We wasn't sure what was happening.
Fight.
That's pure Norman.
Fight.
That is understand my situation and my surroundings before diving in.
Or is it just throw a rock and run away?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeet, bye.
Yeah. But we still got the laugh. That was good. And we got the recognition from Doc Ock that Norman shouldn't be there.
Norman's dead.
Yeah. He's a brilliant scientist, but he's died.
Bit hard. He's dead.
Yeah. You're chasing ghosts.
Yeah.
Is
That's
what
what
he
it was.
said.
Yep.
Peter goes out with his new tech that can send people back to there. He's got that. He's turned his suit inside out. So that new
Well, that was
suit
Doc.
we saw, the
You can't
integrated
forget
suit.
that Doc Strange gave him.
Yeah,
that.
Doc Strange gave him the teleporting thing, but he's turned his integrated suit inside out because he couldn't wash it. Which
It looked good.
It did look pretty good, but what I loved is that you also saw the wires.
That's what I said to the business. Like you got the wires that you can see and all that. It's like that's cool.
He had like these weird blue wires running from his shoulder to
It
something.
would have been
and
cool if on the back of it had like Stark Industries or something like that.
Something
That'll
like that
look
would have been
cool.
good, yeah. But that was
I
was
mean,
awesome.
hey, it might have, and we just didn't see it.
Yeah. But he had to dom that because Doc wrecked his nanobot suit and the nanotech was being used to control his arms. Goes searching for a signature, thinking it's the Goblin, finds Electro.
Bit of Sparky Man.
I love the little bit of
Throwback.
what they've given here is that we didn't get him fully formed straight away.
Oh, it's a blue guy. So you thought he was going to be.
But he started blue
Yeah.
and then changed to yellow. And we get told later, he goes,
The power's different.
the power's different. So when he formed as Max Dillon, he looked different
Yeah.
because the power was
The
different.
power's different.
And he even says, I like how I am on this earth.
Yeah. I'm not a loser here.
But as he's hunting him, we saw the little stuff in the background of the sand as well.
Yep.
And we're getting Sandman at the same time. That little fight scene was great.
And then our Sandman just teams up with Spider-Man straight away.
Yeah.
I'm not your Spider-Man, but I'll explain it. I'll just help me with him.
Yeah. That was fantastic. Sends them both, unfortunately, to the trap. Goes back there.
And a tree.
And a tree.
Don't forget about the poor innocent tree that got sent there as well.
Was it a magic tree? No, it's just a tree.
Is it a person dressed as a tree?
This is where Jamie Foxx gets to shine as well because he just has these little lines in here.
The quips.
Yeah. Even like when he's fixing me, he's like, going through all the science stuff and he's like, are these Legos your Legos? Like, I love all the stuff you're talking about right now, but you are a child, yes?
You play with Legos.
Yeah.
Cut it out.
How many times has that Death Star been destroyed now?
Oh,
throughout.
Well, him and Ned will never build it again.
He kept the
Kept a little piece, but it'll never get
Emperor Palpatine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're half an hour in and we're half an hour into the movie, I reckon. It's a lot more fun to watch the movie. But we get these cool little moments between all the guys here, which is their banter in the slammers with each other, where they're learning that they died, essentially all fighting Spider-Man. And you're getting Doc Ock saying, oh, God, I died.
Yeah.
Pretty much that moment where he realizes that, like, these guys were...
The power of the sun in my hand. Yeah.
Oh, that was good. Right.
And then he holds the arc reactor. And he says it again. It's like, yeah, no, you're right this time. That is the power of the sun. Yeah, you're pretty right.
So we've got all the villains there. We've got Doctor Strange coming in saying, this is how I'm going to send them all back.
Yep.
With his box. And Peter not wanting to.
I love how Doc goes, don't. And then bang, and he steals it straight away.
The mirror dimension fight with Doctor Strange.
And then Peter working out it's all just math.
That was good. It's an Archimedes spiral.
Just outshined him. I just had a fight with Doctor Strange, and I think I won.
I don't know how long that's going to hold him for. I was hanging over the Grand Canyon for 12 hours.
Yeah. That's a throwback to Loki.
Yeah.
I have been falling for an hour.
But he tried that trick on Spider-Man too.
Spider-Man worked
itself back. Yeah. I will say, I love how smart they've made Spider-Man. Like, they've actually made him as smart as he is. You know? And we see it later with him sciencing as well.
Yep.
You know, there's been a few Spider movies we haven't got to see that as much. And this one, they've given it to us, and it's great to see. Unfortunately, not enough for him to get into MIT, poor guy. So he goes and gets Ned and MJ to help.
This is the first time they've dropped her last name Watson as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she said she doesn't use it.
Yeah, she doesn't use
Jones. How good was that's not his girlfriend.
That can't be his girlfriend.
Can't be his girlfriend. This dweeb, no.
Nerd.
Yeah. Pete doesn't want to send him back, beats Doctor Strange, keeps him, and then comes back and says, I'm going to work out how to cure all of you. That is pure Spider-Man. And it's what Osborn says when he first gets into it with him too, being like, you're living in two worlds. You can't make the hard decisions.
Yeah.
And that's one of Spider-Man's fatal flaws. He won't let someone take the sacrifice to save the greater good.
Yeah.
He believes that you can always fix it.
There's always a way out. Well, he learned at the end that there isn't, didn't he?
Now, we get him trying to cure them. That when he figures it out with Doc Ock, that was awesome. But what we get here is the scene that we were just trying to allude to before, which is his spider sense that starts going off when the Goblin's up to something. That was shot so well. Like him just walking through.
He just goes, and then he just walks all the way through and then works out where
but
it's
while he's
him.
going through, tells Aunt May to stay out as well.
Yep.
He's like, something's off. The quick web holds him there, and then you get the Goblin smile and say, that sense. That whole scene for me, I was like, oh, that is perfect. That is now up there with my favorite spider sense scenes. It's still like that number one where you first see Sam Raimi slowed everything down. Flash Thompson's about to punch him in the back of the head.
Yeah.
You know, and it showed the fly buzzing. It showed the spit wads slowed down. That's still my favorite.
Yeah.
But this is a close second. Like that
and Deathstroke was about to punch him in the back of the head.
Yeah, you know. That was awesome. This scene was just, I was like, oh, and then the fight. Green Goblin went hard.
There was some wicked fights in. I didn't realize he was sort of indestructible.
Yeah, that serum gave him the same strength as Spider-Man.
I didn't realize that.
Do you remember the first time Spider-Man went to punch him at Macy's parade? He just caught his fist?
No.
Yeah, so...
It's been a long time since I've watched it.
Oh, we have to watch these again, man. Yeah, it's he's as strong as Spider-Man.
Yeah, okay. So when that happened, I'm like, oh, okay. Have they just arced
You're
him
like,
up
he's
in
at an
this?
upgrade. No, he's as strong as Spider-Man always was.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So, because that's what it was. It was a strength serum that he perfected.
That just sent him crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It messed with him. So he's got that strength, agility, all that kind of stuff that
Yeah.
Spider-Man has. But just...
And smashing him through like 3 floors.
Oh, and through walls and through... But what I love is that you see the damage on Spider-Man.
Mm.
Whereas how is he just punching Norman's face and Norman just smiling at him? Like, did that give you Joker vibes?
So much power and nothing to do with it. You can't threaten me.
Because that was Goblin too. That was pure Goblin. And it led us to more pure Goblin, which was we get this big fight scene. Electro gets away. He fries Doc Ock again.
Yep.
And so I liked you better the way you were before.
Mm.
He takes that arc reactor, which is one of the whole time. Sandman goes, well, I'm not getting what I want here.
Just want to say, did you notice the sound effect when Jamie Foxx had it on him? You got the blaster
Repulsor,
sound,
right? Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's awesome. I like how they've done that. That's real cool. Doesn't
love
make any sense, but I like it.
Love it. Love it. I will say having just this is a fabricator that can make anything we want. I'm like, okay. I'll go with it.
Well, it is because that's what made his suit. Remember in the plane?
Yeah.
That's why Peter knew what it was.
Mm.
Because it's that thing that when Happy picks him up in the Quinjet in the
Far From Home.
the second one, he makes a new suit.
And puts on Led Zeppelin.
Yeah. I love ACDC.
It was the other way around.
I think it was. Yeah, it was ACDC. I was like, I love Led Zeppelin.
You know what? I'm going to put a pin in this.
Uh-oh.
And I'm going to skip back.
Pinning.
Yeah, I'm going to skip back a bit, man. Just a little bit. I'm so sorry, guys. Because Peter got advice from a lawyer.
Yeah, how the bloody hell did we skip over that?
That
was legit my favourite scene in the whole movie.
A really good lawyer.
A really good lawyer that got him off all the charges. All charges dropped. But then Happy's like, I need help. He's like, you need
to get a
lawyer. It's like, oh no.
Guys, Matt Murdock.
He's here.
Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock is where we have to get more specific.
You know what's funny is it doesn't change anything because remember in the first season of Daredevil, you had the incident, which is the New York incident.
Yeah.
So it's always been in the MCU.
Yeah.
This just is another confirmation that it's in the MCU.
Yeah. The hard thing is whether or not the things that he's been through have happened or not. You know what I mean? Like, is it a variant?
Well, apparently they are going to do a reboot of...
It's a soft reboot,
yeah.
So it's using the same actor and everything, but saying, all right, whatever happened, they'll call the Netflix universe probably like, you know, if ours is 616, theirs is like 38 or something, you know? That's the Netflix universe. This is a variant in
What year
universe.
was Netflix created? Because I'd go with that.
Yeah, pretty much. Well,
Like 96 or something like that.
yeah, whenever they were sending out
Yeah.
DVDs or whatever.
That's what I'd do. I'd go back. I'd call it that year.
Yeah. But we have Charlie Cox, and my gosh, it was so good to see him back. And see him on the big screen as Matt Murdock. He deserved that. I want more. Thank you, Marvel. We will have more.
Would have been nice to have who we got in Hawkeye as well. But
yeah, but you know what, guys? It's all coming together. It's all connected. That's what they say.
Just need the Punisher now. We just need him. Big John.
So let's jump
Actually
back.
playing the Punisher and not Frank Castle and Frez.
Yeah, Frank. Let's jump back to this giant fight scene. Your bad guys all get away. The lizard breaks out of the truck.
So, what did he say?
It's happening now because he called it beforehand. He was like, "You can't control people. Don't change."
It was like the whole "here we go."
Yeah, he was ready.
He knew what was going to come.
Yeah, he's a smart man. Daily Bugle is right there on site to catch it all too. I thought they were going to be responsible for it going wrong. I'll be honest. When they were like following through, and I thought, oh, okay, and then they'll
one of them's going to do something, and
yeah, and that's how it goes. I'm glad it didn't go that way.
Yeah,
because this made it purely Spider-Man's fault.
Yeah,
it was his decision to do this.
Yep,
and then it went wrong essentially,
and
it went wrong in the worst of ways. Because Aunt May's run down the stairs, finally got to the bottom, And Peter's taken the express elevator down through all the floors.
Yep.
And beat her there, unfortunately.
And then we get a pumpkin bomb.
And she's landed in the worst possible. So she gets run through the back with the glider first.
That's what's killed her.
Yeah.
That's the shot, like the sharp bit would have got her. And
yeah. And then the pumpkin bomb's gone off, which he deflected. He got to and just smacked away.
Yeah.
But it was already enough.
yeah.
Marissa Tomei here, I think I don't want to look. There was part of me saying you're overselling this just a little bit, but when she stood up and her arm was shaking behind him, and he hadn't clocked that, but you just had that shot from behind where she's trying to steady and support him,
Yeah.
but she's shaking.
Yep.
You're like, this has gone badly.
You could see it coming.
You could.
It didn't hit as well as it should have.
Well, this is what
was
I'm
hard.
This is
The thing that got me was when she had died and he was on the ground. He's saying, "Wake up!
yeah.
What are you doing? Wake up! Look at me! Wake up!"
That felt like that was so Lion King for me.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
where he's sitting there. Oh man.
Yeah.
You know, Simba over Mufasa being like, Dad, come on, wake up.
Stop sleeping.
Yeah. Oh.
Get up! Get up! Get up! Get up!
But that,
And then Happy showing up.
the fact though, right before that we got, with great power comes, he finally got that
Yeah.
line given to him
By her, yeah.
right before losing her. That's his moment here.
Yeah.
That's where it's all come down. Like you said, Happy shows up here and obviously and takes the bullet. He takes the fall.
Yeah. Happy looks in and can see Aunt May's dead.
And just keeps
Peter,
yelling, run,
Peter. Run.
That was powerful in itself.
And then
Like
Peter
John
gets-
Favreau, I've got to say, John Favreau deserves to be doing so much more.
I really thought they were going to kill him off
Yeah.
just because it would be fitting for him to go with Tony.
Mm. No, I'm
He doesn't need to be there
I think
anymore.
and he's not going to be, obviously. I don't think. Like, there's no reason for him to be.
No, there's really not. Oh, well, unless there's an Avengers sort of. What's her name? Who's taking over Iron Man's mantle?
Oh, yeah, Riri
Riri.
Williams.
He has to be.
Maybe. I think Don Cheadle might do more for that, though.
Happy knows more about Tony than
Yeah.
Cheadle
Could
did.
be a mix of both.
They'll
Yeah,
both
see what
have to be
happens.
in it.
Look, well, I'm just happy that Favreau is coming back to do all this stuff.
Yeah.
Because the more Favreau we get, the better.
He'd probably do it for free too, I reckon.
Yeah.
He'd be taking paychecks, but I reckon he'd do it for free.
So they cut the action here, and this is what I loved about this movie, is that you get so much light and dark. I think this is one of the most brutal Spider-Man films we've seen. In
what term?
Even just the fact that when he pulled his hand away from her back, we saw the blood on his
Yeah, we saw
hand.
blood. Disney showed blood.
You know what I mean? The fight with the Goblin where he's throwing him through walls and floors and everything like that. You were like, this is...
This is an old man beating up a child. It's what this is. Let's not
Essentially.
look past that. This is child abuse.
I love that we also got a bit of a Sinister Six feel with it too.
There wasn't 6 though.
No, it wasn't. But the feel...
Everyone was trying to say there's going to be 6. I thought Craven might have shown up in the end credits
The feel that we got though,
because he'd been cast.
that you get when Spider-Man's fighting the Sinister Six, is that it's always a case of he takes on one at a time. And as soon as he gets a bit of respite,
The next
another
kicks,
one
yeah.
him from a different way. And that happened
And
in
he has
this
to
one.
change his fight
He
again to
put
go against.
the Goblin down, got out the window, and Electro hit him.
Yeah.
You know? It's that feeling of like, wherever you go, you're going to get hit.
Yeah.
That was such a cool feeling to have because that happens in the comics so much. You're like, oh man, now you're in trouble, you know?
Yeah.
Or he'll like fall into the water because he's been hit from someone. Say the Goblin, he's fallen off the glider, land in the water, and the water's actually Hydro Man.
Yeah.
You know, or you'll hit the beach and that's Sandman.
Yep.
You know, Spider-Man 3, as many flaws as that had, they had a great example of that where that giant fight with Venom and Sandman.
Yeah.
Anytime he'd go down the bottom, you get hit by Sandman, then
Yep.
up to the top, Venom
Venom's
takes him
sitting
again.
there, yeah.
It's a real cool dynamic to have, and I'm glad we got that in this movie. But yeah, right after the pumpkin bomb gets thrown, we get the perfect Goblin. He's got the hood,
Yep.
the purple pants. It's such a little nod, but
It's him.
My God, that was good. I was like, oh, jeez. No wonder Willem Dafoe came back for this.
He wouldn't have said no.
Oh.
No way he would have said no.
Not after seeing that. Like, this is what we're going to get you to do. Yes.
Yeah.
This time you're going to kill Aunt May. Yes.
Yes, I will win. Yes.
But I love the whole time you've got Norman's twisted mentality of, I'm teaching Spider-Man lessons.
Yeah.
Because that's where it all comes from him. Every time with this Norman, he needs to learn the ways of loss. He needs to learn. And he put Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man through that.
Yeah.
Trying to drop MJ off the bridge.
Yep.
All that stuff. And he's seen this Spider-Man that he's come in and he's like, oh, you haven't experienced it? Oh, let me
help you,
Let me teach you.
Let me make you a better Spider-Man.
Yeah. And he has.
Yeah.
He 100% has. Thank you, Green Goblin Willem Dafoe.
Peter did the runner.
Yeah.
He did the runner.
Gets shot.
He got shot. He
and
didn't get shot. I thought isn't he faster than a speeding bullet?
Didn't know it was coming.
Wait, where is his spider sense at?
He was staring at Aunt May the whole time.
Unbelievable.
Anyway.
We just talked about how awesome the spider sense was. He couldn't sense a bullet.
This is the up and down for me that I loved with this movie. You've just had Aunt May die. You've seen Peter's reaction to it. And it's more Peter's reaction that gets you than Aunt May dying, but that's the way it's supposed to hit.
Yeah.
Then we go to MJ and Ned. And you get this incredible scene that is nowhere near the drama that we just watched. Of somehow Ned's opening portals now. I don't care. Let it happen because for how this happened.
I loved, and it just a flash forward when Strange, he goes, and the blah, blah, and then Strange comes through, and then Strange goes, "Did you open that?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah." And he goes, And then walks off. Yeah. It's like, he's got plans for you.
He's clocked it. He's clocked it.
You're going to Kamar-Taj, or what is it? What is it?
Yeah, Kamar-Taj, yeah.
You're going there, Ned.
I love how he just takes the sling ring back off him too.
Well, he whips the box and whips the sling ring. It's like, oh, wow.
Anyway, we'll get there. Ned is looking for Peter Parker. And this is where we learned that when the villains came through, the Peters came through too. And from this point on, guys, I'm going to, now that you're 40 minutes into it, when we address these guys, we're going to be calling them Andrew, Toby, and Tom from now on.
Yep.
Because there's no other way to do that.
You can't go Peter, Peter, and Peter.
Yeah.
Peter, the pumpkin.
Well, we saw what happened when that happened.
Yeah, they did it. And
they all turned around. So we get...
And then, in that, we got the meme. We got the pointing at each other's meme. Everyone did it like, which Peter, this Peter, that Peter? Peter,
we got a couple of memes here. We got...
No, Peter Parker. We're all Peter Parker.
That was great. Now, it was so good. We get Andrew Garfield come through first.
Easily the best actor in this movie.
Yes. And that's...
He outshines Willem Dafoe.
You can't say that lightly.
No.
Because the other guys were incredible.
They were incredible. Andrew Garfield smashed this.
Honestly, it's just like he was so happy to be back and just gave it everything.
I don't even think he gave it everything. I think he did it with ease. And that's him as Peter. It's not Peter. It's him as Spider-Man. In his movies, he played Spider-Man with ease.
His Spider-Man was perfect.
He is the best Spider-Man. There's no doubt about it. The best. He was awesome.
I mean, one of my favorite things with that Spider-Man was always when he hits that car thief mugger and he's looking for the tattoo and the guy pulls a knife. He's like, "Oh no, you've discovered my one weakness."
Which is Spider-Man.
Yeah, it was the quipping.
It's just
he
awesome.
had the quipping down. Anyway, we get him come through. He has to do the whole prove your Peter thing, prove your Spider-Man thing.
He just jumps up, all 5 fingers on the roof and just hangs from just the tips of his fingers. And MJ's like, "Now crawl." And he's like, "What do you mean? Look, this. I don't need to crawl."
Guys, Andrew Garfield.
I'm not crawling. Stop throwing bread.
Yeah, stop throwing bread rolls at me.
Don't you throw that. The
dynamic was so good here. She wants to know if you can clean those cobwebs while you're up there. It was great.
And he does. He did it. And it was perfect the way he did it too, because it literally felt like it was effortless. Like him just pull himself up, bang on. And a lot of those scenes in movies fall flat in that moment because he still felt like there was weight, but it felt like he did it easy. Where if it had to look like there was no weight, it would have sucked.
Yeah. It's
because he relied on the
it's
wires too
almost
much.
that uncanny valley,
Yeah, but he sort of did it, and he sort of swung himself up and hooked on, and then
and then just walked across.
walked across, got the
Spider
goblins
pig
out. And Spider pig. Spider pig.
Oh man! So they keep looking for Peter Parker.
Harry Plopper.
And did you get any applause in your cinema?
Yes.
Yeah,
It was odd.
it's weird.
It's weird.
We're not in America, guys.
It's like, guys, stop that.
They can't hear you.
Even the missus goes, oh.
Yeah. I was pretty happy.
You
though.
clapped, didn't you?
Nah,
You clapped.
I didn't clap.
You just come on, say to all our friends listening. You clapped.
I don't clap in movie theaters.
Did you clap in your head?
I don't clap when the plane lands.
Were you going yay in your head?
I think I said yay audibly. No.
Oh my god!
Look, I'm just gonna take a step back
From
here,
the
guys.
distance, though, when he was in the alley, did you know which Spider-Man it was?
No,
I couldn't tell.
I couldn't. I thought it was
saw
Toby.
I thought it was Toby too. I'm like, oh, it's Toby's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And then when he come close, and then he jumped in and spoke, I'm like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then just went whoop. As
Yeah.
soon as he ripped it off, then everyone's like, yeah. I'm like, don't.
Yeah.
You weirdos.
Look, guys, I'm gonna take a quick pause here and just say, we saw a lot of spoilers leading up to this. We made a conscious decision not to speak about them on the show. So we saw the picture of Matt Murdock at the table.
Yep.
We saw the picture of all three Spider-Men on the Statue of Liberty scaffolding together with their masks off.
I think everyone saw that.
So this was dropped
Because that was
by-
what Andrew Garfield then got slammed with. Oh, you're in Spider-Man. That's CGI.
No, he got done by another one, which was him when he's kind of leaning down, crouching. This was all three of them together.
Oh, yeah.
It dropped at the same time as the Matt Murdock one
Yep.
by a guy called John Campier, who
Should
should
be
have
fired.
his accreditations taken away.
Yep.
Because
100%.
as much speculation as was going out there, Sony, Marvel.
So
the
what you're saying
actors-
is if anyone wants to give anyone hate, slam him.
yeah,
Slam him on Twitter.
or whoever leaked it to him as well. But Sony, Marvel, the actors, everyone has been doing such a mountain of work to try and hide this, to really just give us an experience.
Yeah.
That wasn't for their benefit.
No.
They could have been out there right now just being like, man, we're in the new Spider. Oh, you guys are going to love it when you see it. But they're like, we want to give you an experience.
Yeah.
And that experience was that portal scene.
It hit. And then they go looking for another Peter Parker.
Mate, Tom Holland said in the lead up to this that he goes, Avengers Endgame was amazing because you had 10 years leading up to this moment.
This is better.
He goes, this movie has 20 years of Spider-Man history
Yeah.
leading up to it. And then he clarified and goes, you've got the villains from all these different... So he tried to be like...
People are teaching it. They're trying to teach him. Trying to teach him how to hide.
But still, when I heard that, I was like, you can't touch Endgame, man. Like, surely. He's right.
This was better.
He was 100% right. And I work with a dude who's 19, right? It made me feel so old because he was born when the first Spider-Man came out. Right? I was in high school. But he said to me, he goes, I grew up with Tobey Maguire, and then when I was a bit older, Andrew Garfield was my Spider-Man.
That's right.
You know?
That's
Tobey
right.
Maguire was my Spider-Man.
Yeah.
The
Andrew Garfield is the Spider-Man.
the
though.
feeling of getting them both in this movie, though,
It's huge.
and then it wasn't just a throwaway cameo.
No.
It wasn't just a green screen somewhere. It was them interacting, bantering. They shot webs at each other's web shooters.
Which is in saying that, I'm a little bit upset with the Flash movie now too. Michael Keaton, Ben Affleck, don't share a scene.
Do we know that for sure?
Yeah. Been confirmed. Ben Affleck accidentally said something on, I think it was Jimmy Kimmel, that he never shared a scene with Keaton, which sucks.
Because that's the dynamic that
Because that's what you would have got this. So I'm thinking maybe they're going to see how awesome this is done. They're gonna
Reshoots.
go, reshoot. Come on, guys.
Fly
Get him in.
Keaton over.
Put him in the suit. It fits. We know it does. Let's go.
Anyway, they did it.
This
so
was
well,
amazing.
yeah.
And the way Toby walks through, and he's not in the suit,
Yeah.
but he's got it on.
Youth pastor.
He's got it on because he does
Now-
that. He pulls the collar down and
We get this little interaction with them. Toby says that he's been here looking for Peter
yeah.
and these guys anyway. He's like, I saw it on the news. I need to come see you.
Well, why didn't he just swing around?
But he's trying to keep a low profile
Why?
because that's what he said. He wants to keep a low profile.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Keep swinging.
I mean, Peter was public enemy number one. You wouldn't want to be Spider-Man in that area and have all that hate.
Oh, Peter's got a new suit and he's got taller.
Yeah. Bring him down, the Spider-Menace. Yeah, so I think sometimes it'd be easy just to be yourself. Now, this is the light and dark I was talking about. We had Peter going through it. We have this light moment of the meeting and it was amazing. And then they say, where would Peter be?
Yeah.
He's back on that roof.
Yep.
They go to meet him. This is the first time I broke during this movie. And it was his face when they hugged him, when he realized the Spider-Man were there, but when he said, you don't know what I'm going through. And you see Andrew Garfield.
Mm. He knows exactly.
Toby was fine. He was doing what Toby does. But
Toby's had how long to get over Uncle Ben?
Andrew Garfield's face was just, and it wasn't even.
And that's what he said. Andrew Garfield said, I went dark.
It wasn't even condescending.
No.
That's the bit that got me. It was, oh, you child, I understand.
Yeah.
You know?
He knows exactly what he's going through.
My God, that
you lost your auntie. You lost your auntie for someone killing her. I killed my girlfriend.
Trying to save her, but yes.
He snapped his girlfriend's back. Like that's worse than the other two, by far.
The other side of it.
They died of a sort of a indirect result of his actions. But no, Andrew Garfield literally killed his girlfriend. Killed her.
I mean,
snapped her in half.
But that's the feeling that Tom's going through as well, because he's saying that May wouldn't have been there if it wasn't for his actions.
She would have been there.
But he got the villains there.
Yeah.
You know, like
I'm blaming Doctor Strange. It's his fault.
He's like, my actions put May there.
If he was the Sorcerer Supreme, wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, of course.
That's Wong. We'll blame Wong.
If
it's Wong's fault.
Jeez, Wong, come on, man. Anyway.
Wong's fault. He shouldn't have taken the mantle.
The line of all of them together, saying with great power comes great responsibility.
You've skipped over one of the best bits.
Yeah.
When they look up at the top of that bell tower and you've got the two Spider-Men sitting up there.
Yeah.
Then watching them jump down.
That was Spider Sense again.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's hugging them and he's like, wait, something's off.
And then he's gone and looked
But he
up.
turns around and shapes up.
Yeah. And you see him jump down, they're like, whoa! I think it was Toby though. Whoa. We're not here to fight.
That's good.
It's like, Tom, you'd get flogged by these two. I'm just going to say it, you'd get flogged.
Oh, yeah.
You'd get flogged. If these two wanted to fight Tom's gone. Sorry, mate.
They've got a lot more experience.
Yeah.
They've got a lot more experience.
I reckon Toby would wipe the floor. Oh, I don't know. Andrew Garfield did pretty bloody well.
But here's where we get what these Spider-Men have been doing, because they didn't get taken before their deaths that we know of.
No, they've just been living life.
They've been living out. So we get told that.
But why would they have got grabbed?
Because they know Spider-Man. They know Peter Parker. Everyone who knew Peter Parker was getting pulled through.
That doesn't make sense. You know yourself. I mean, that's pretty.
I mean,
that's a stretch.
Maybe it's more of a thing because who knows you better than you? I don't know.
Yeah, it still made no sense.
Can we just say we're happy it happened?
I'm great it happened.
Yeah.
It's still sitting at 9.5.
Yeah.
Still a 9.5.
You're like 9.4.
9.3.572. That's where I'm sticking. Don't make me change my mind.
Yeah, until you remember something awesome and it was just back up. Back to 9.5. So yeah, we get...
It's back at 9.5 and we'll get to it.
Yeah. So we've got them talking to each other now, them connecting, them saying, all right, we're going to try to save these villains. We're going to try to cure these villains.
I just love Toby. We're going to cure them.
We're going to cure their ass.
We're going to cure them. Not fight them. We're going to cure them.
But...
You had to make that...
But also the amount of times that they say, because this is what we do. We're all Peter Parker, and this is what Peter Parker stands for.
Didn't MJ say it as well? It's what they do.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, that's awesome. You don't even know these two, but you already know them because they're Peter Parker.
But it harks back to that theme that you get. So you've got this theme with these Peter Parkers that this is what they do. They will do whatever they can to save people. With Spider-Verse, it was if you get knocked down, you get back up. And that was your recurring theme. Every Spider-Man does that.
Yep.
This is every Peter Parker does this.
Is a scientist. And then we get the awesome science scene.
That was great.
We get the meme recreated.
Yeah.
So good.
But we also get, I'm just gonna put web shooters on. What web shooters? What are you talking about?
I was hoping, and I even said that to the missus. I'm like, I hope they address the natural web shooters that Toby's got. I said, because if they don't, that's weird that they don't address it.
I love that they
like, ew, it's coming out of you
more than once.
Because does it
the
just
other guys
come out of your wrists or
thinking about it the whole time. But I just want to jump back to Andrew Garfield here. Every time they had a scene that was
background
dynamic or whatever, he was just on fire.
He chewed up scenes. Like even when he walks in front of Toby's trying to walk and he just walks in front of him and he goes, gets out of the way. It's like, and that's in the background of a scene. Like that shouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
That's Andrew just
walking around.
Being Peter Parker, getting in the way.
And I love how he has to convince them. Like once they get there and they're all science, you know? And you've got Toby being really serious saying, I think I can cure the Green Goblin. I've been thinking about this for years. I think I can.
Oh, I've already done it to Lizard.
Yeah. Don't worry, guys. I got this.
I cured him.
Yeah, don't worry, I've got this. Like, and it has to convince them almost like, no, I can do this. Yeah, like, this is fine.
I've already done it.
I'm just going to go knock up this cure.
Yeah.
You guys get to work on what you're doing.
That's right. You sort your own shit out.
Oh, that was so good.
I'm done.
Yeah. And but they already had Max Dillon's one. This was great. Anyway, so we've got them all in the lab together, which is amazing.
They sped up Max's one.
Yeah. You get a lot more banter with them. You get Ned being like, "Did you have a best friend?" Yeah, he died in my arms after he tried to kill me.
Yeah. I won't try and kill you.
Yeah, don't worry. I won't become a villain and try and kill you. That's nice.
I lay to the side. Yes, he will. Yes, he will.
If everyone remembers that Ned Leeds' name is actually the name of the Hobgoblin from the comics, we'll just get to there.
He's going to kill him. He'll try.
Maybe he'll try.
You're going to die, clown.
Because by the end of this movie, who knows? Then they have to lure these guys somewhere. They choose the Statue of Liberty, which is in the middle of getting remodeled.
With a big cap shield.
Which makes a lot of sense. They've taken them out as far away from the population.
Yep.
It's an island. Love that. I remember from the trailer watching that Ned and MJ were there. Like, why were they there? And the reason they're there is great. They've trusted his ability to make portals too much.
he just goes portal and then can't close it.
Yeah. Did you close the ones before? No. They just got it closed. Oh, man. And the fact that they were trying to close it through the whole fight. Like just standing there. Close it, close it, close it.
She's there the whole time. Can you close it now? Yeah. We have a big lizard. Close it, close it.
Whereas I'm pretty sure if you'd just taken the sling ring off.
I thought we were almost going to get a recreation of the fight behind Stan Lee.
It was close, wasn't it?
It was close. It hit me and I'm like, we're going to get it. But it didn't happen. I'm like, oh.
No, but they couldn't.
It might have been a wink.
I think it was a wink.
Was Stan Lee in this at all?
No, I don't think so.
No poster, no nothing.
It might have been something we've missed, but...
We'll wait for new rock stars to pick that up.
The biggest thing I picked up was the admissions lady. Her car license plate was 63 ASM. So it makes Spider-Man
63,
which I think was 1963, which is his first year as Spider-Man. So that would be, I think, that's a nod definitely. But I didn't see a Stan Lee nod.
Well, I cannot wait for new rock stars to break this down.
Oh my God,
it's going to be an hour show.
Probably more.
Just
probably
everything, bang. And there'll probably be 85 Stan Lee references that we just missed. But it's like we were just too amazed that this is happening.
So
as soon as you had all three Spider-Man, like, I don't even care what happens now.
Yeah.
We've got all three. And then when Andrew turns to him and goes, have you got your suit? And you just go, pulls the collar down and it's always on. It's like,
so good. So
where's your mask?
He jumps on the Daily Bugle.
Did you get lost seeing...
Which is which?
Like, you could always tell which one Tom's was.
I'm so glad they kept taking their masks off.
Other two, it's like the suits were so different in the movies, but then when they're together, it's like, which one's which?
It was really hard.
Like, there would be diehard fans that would have known, obviously. But I don't know. I reckon even they would get stuck because it was...
I'll be honest, man. I'm pretty sure I'm a diehard fan.
I would say you are.
I struggled. Like, when they were swinging around the statue.
Like, it confused me. It's like, I don't know.
Which one's that? Which one's that? Oh, thank God they took their masks off again. All right. When they're...
You could catch it with a quip.
Yeah. When they were... I think Toby wasn't as agile.
I love that back cracking scene.
So this is where I wanted to get to. They've
Oh,
lured them there.
back.
And then because the writers of this are so brilliant, they said, we're going to lure them here, but it's going to take time for the villains to get here. Let's have more banter between the Spider-Man because that's what we all want.
And we got the back reference. My back. Oh, my back. It's so
Do you have a lower back thing too? Oh.
I think it's a swinging. No, it's when you fell off the building and landed on cars.
Yeah.
And you probably snapped your spine, but it healed itself.
Yeah. But gets his back cracked by and Andrew just being like, guys, I love you guys.
Yeah.
Just
they didn't say it back.
No, they didn't.
They did a Han Solo to him, basically, just said, I know.
He was a lot more into that than they were. But this is what I think showed with his character. He'd gone so far into just being Spider-Man. I don't think he has friends anymore. I don't think he has anything outside of Spider-Man where he is. So this for him wasn't just, I've met other Spider-Man. It's, I've met people like me who I'm not going to get killed.
Yeah.
They're responsible for themselves.
Yeah.
I can
And
be
they're not
friends
fighting
with
me.
these guys.
They're not fighting me. They know what I'm going through.
Yeah. Oh, his performance through this whole thing, he stole the movie.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's taking nothing away from anyone else.
No,
because
everyone was on a 9. He was on a 15.
Yeah, he brought this energy. It was amazing, and I want to get to it. Seeing him catch MJ, is the second time I broke in this movie.
Yeah,
because his face of it wasn't redemption because nothing's going to bring back Gwen, but it was
it was almost like why couldn't I do that the first time?
But MJ asking him, "Are you okay?"
No, he's not okay.
Because
she doesn't know. She doesn't know. They didn't talk about it.
I think because he said that she could have saved her and she died.
Yeah,
he said it was my Gwen, but didn't tell anyone how to. No, obviously.
That's right.
So, but she knew something was up there, and we all did because his face sold it.
Yep,
absolutely sold it.
Give him an Oscar.
He's probably gonna get one with Tick Tick Boom, to be honest. But
let's give him an Oscar for this.
I feel sorry for that guy. He was on like the Oscar trail pretty much for Tick Tick Boom, and everyone's asking about Spider-Man, and he would have been wanting to talk about it.
No one cares about Oscar movies though.
Tick Tick Boom was really good.
Only Oscar movies care about.
Watch Andrew Garfield in that. Anyway, no, go watch Spider-Man and watch Andrew Garfield again. This whole fight scene around the Statue of Liberty where they first couldn't work together. How great was, guys? I want to brag. I was in the Avengers.
Yeah.
That's so great.
What's that?
Avengers? Was that a band? Are you in a band? They're just so happy for him.
What was like when we fought the aliens? What does he say? I fought an alien. I went off-world. And then one of them says, what does the other one go? Did Toby fight alien? No.
The alien symbiote.
Yeah, that's right. He fought
Venom.
Oh, I didn't fight aliens. I suck.
Yeah, I just fought a big guy in a
rhino
mechanical rhino suit. No, I need you to say that you're amazing. Yeah. I need you to say, look, I understand what you're saying. I can't say it, but I understand. No, I need you to tell me that you know that you're amazing.
You are the amazing Spider-Man.
That was so cute is the only word I can use there. Like that dynamic was amazing. What Toby and Andrew were able to do together in their time of never reacting.
That sucks because I don't think we're ever going to see them together again. I don't think this will happen again.
Look, I don't.
Unless they make a Spider-Verse movie.
Yeah. Look, I'd love to see it, but in saying that, if I don't, I'm happy with what we got. Because what we got was...
See, I thought they were going to do a nod, the second Peter Parker they were after. I thought they were going to do nods to other before Toby came. I didn't think they were going to go Andrew Toby. I thought we were going to get something else come through and it was going to be a Spider-Verse nod or Jake Johnson.
I'm kind of glad they didn't.
Or something
like that. It would have been
weird
having an animated.
Well, don't even have an animated. Have Jake Johnson.
Yeah, just wearing the trench coat.
Just have Jake Johnson look around and go, no, thank you.
Yeah. No.
Just a gut.
Miles, is that you?
That's what didn't make the full 10 for me.
We'll get to that. Now, this fight that we get was awesome. They learn to fight together. They trust their spider senses. They team up. You get all the villains taken down. It was awesome. They're sending everyone home. Doctor Strange is trying to close portals. He's trying to keep everything.
Well, no, you skipped over the bit that brought it from a 9.3 to a 9.5 for me.
Do it.
And that was Toby stopping Tom from stabbing the Goblin. not saying a word.
Did you feel like that whole time you're like, the Goblin's about to stab him in the back?
That was
Were you thinking
no,
that?
I didn't even think that.
Oh,
I was too blown away by them having an acting scene and not actually saying a word.
I said
everything was
I said
said.
it to my missus. I was like, the Goblin's going to stab him.
Everything was said through the eyes, and he didn't say anything. He just looked at him, and it was like, no,
We don't do this.
no. And he's still trying to push down, and it was like Toby was almost effortlessly just holding it and going, no, this is not what we do. Put it down.
Him absolutely going ham on the Goblin, though.
I thought they were going to kill him. I leaned over this and I said, he's dead. This is how they're killing him off here. And he's like, no, you're in a lot of pain, aren't you? Yep.
Yeah. Now, okay, it's hard to put together, but let's work through this because there's a couple of little things we have to get to here.
The Goblin, what have I done?
Yeah, the Goblin gets cured.
Yeah.
He could not jam that in any harder. I think that would have killed him.
Just put the whole syringe straight through his neck.
Yeah. Oh no!
I tried. Everybody saw me try and save him. I tried.
Your neck would be that weak. The guy was so strong. Turns out that was his weak spot.
Just hits him and his neck just goes.
Oh man. Anyway, so hats off to Willem Dafoe because absolutely dominated that. Like you could see it there.
Well, he didn't. And that's the awesome thing. He wasn't playing just one character. He was two.
Yeah.
He was Osborn and the Goblin. That's two separate people.
Sold it. Absolutely sold it. It was great. Now, this is where we get, like you said, Doctor Strange up there just trying to close, because apparently everyone who's ever known Peter Parker is trying to come through these giant holes in the sky, whatever was happening up there. Peter makes the decision here that you need to cast that original spell of make everyone forget who Peter Parker is.
Yeah.
Peter Parker doesn't exist. Get rid of it. The face on Doctor Strange there, where he's like, are you sure this is what you want to do kind of thing? Like,
Yeah.
You know?
And he was at peace with it. He knew what he had to do.
Yeah. And that's
he knew
pure
it was
Spider-Man.
the only way.
Pure Spider-Man.
Who were some of the light people we saw?
I don't know.
Neither do I. But some of them look like they were
One
somebody.
was holding like a staff. And
Yeah.
it was, New York Stars.
Yeah.
Doing
They're going to break down every
Definitely.
shadow we see there. Craven.
Yeah.
Mephisto confirmed.
Everyone coming through. Kingpin.
You'll see some giant kingpin.
This is the part I really wanted to get to because this was the last time I really broke through this whole movie. Right? Now, how much of The Office have you watched?
Not much.
The American Office?
Not much.
Okay.
If any. Not
Steve
many, if any.
Carell, in his last episode, because Steve Carell leaves in season 7.
Mm-hmm.
So he did 7 seasons with these guys, right? And then left.
Yeah.
In his last episode, Michael tells everyone that it's his last day the next day. Like, I'm working till, say, Friday, but he's actually leaving on Thursday.
Oh, wow.
Doesn't tell anyone and tries to go around and have an organic goodbye with everyone
Yep.
without them thinking that it's because he's going.
Yep.
You know? So it's really cool. But then Jim, John Krasinski's character, figures out what he's doing and goes into his office to have like a goodbye. But Michael doesn't want those
A goodbye.
goodbyes. He doesn't want to get sad. He doesn't want to. So Jim's saying, hypothetically, if this was what was happening, I'd hypothetically want to tell you that you're the best friend and best boss I've ever had. And we've been told later that was actually John Krasinski saying bye to Steve Carell.
Yeah.
They didn't script it.
No, it wasn't scripted. I remember saying,
And they've told him, go in there and say bye to Steve Carell.
Yeah.
When Tom Holland said thank you to Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, when they're both standing there holding each other.
It was legit a torch pass.
And he says thank you and he hugs them. That didn't just feel like thank you from Peter to Peter to Peter. It didn't just
it's thank you
feel
to
like thank you
them
from
for
Tom
being Spider-Man.
to them. It felt thank you, honestly, from the fans.
Yeah, that too, yeah.
I felt like he was giving us that little bit of opportunity to say thank you so much, not just for coming back for this, but for everything you guys did as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And what sells that for me is that Tom Holland was a massive Spider-Man fan.
Yeah.
He would have grown up watching those movies,
Yep.
dressing as Spider-Man. There's pictures of it, of him hanging upside down. And Garfield did the same thing.
It's funny because all our biggest, who got to play the biggest stars, have all got photos of a kid in those costumes. You've got all your Spider-Man. You've then got Ben Affleck as Batman. He was dressed as Batman as a kid. Henry Cavill's suits.
Yeah.
It's like, what the?
Andrew Garfield did
Spider-Man
as well, you know. It's
just awesome.
It's so cool to have these actors that invested. But that moment is the last time I broke in this film because that's what it felt like. It was just getting that opportunity to say thank you to Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire for not just coming back, for everything they've done as Spider-Man.
Little throw out to the cape saving Ned as well. Can't forget about that little thing. That was cool.
Yeah.
Ned getting the cape.
That was a little drift down. You saw Spider-Man in the cape earlier as well.
Yeah.
That was a little nod to What If, which was interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, everyone gets sent back to their universes. At the same time, Venom also gets sent back. We'll talk about that soon. Doctor Strange casts the spell. We find out that, it worked. So everyone's gone.
Loki's multiverse thing had nothing to do with this movie.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
I don't think the spell had anything to do with the time, with the branches or anything like that. I don't think any of it was even connected at all.
But I think what it's done is given Doctor Strange a better understanding of the multiverse.
Yeah.
Because multiverse stuff's happening now and he's going to be because he says we know frightening little about this.
Yeah.
We'll get to that soon as
Needs
well.
to go see Owen.
He does.
Have a chat.
Yeah. Now, we get him. I felt like the scene with him talking to MJ went a little long. That was...
Ned's acting was brilliant.
Yeah.
He was so good. So good.
Yeah. Just absolutely.
Mm.
When Ned came in, though, in that in the cafe, and MJ
brush past him,
was happy to see him, I was like, are they together?
Oh, I hope. Yeah, I thought that. And I'm like, no. And then it turned out it wasn't. I'm like,
yeah. That would have felt like a whole Pearl Harbor thing for me, like the Josh Hartnett, Ben Affleck, Kate Beckinsale thing.
Just
like,
would have been no.
You do not do that.
No.
So, I'm glad that didn't happen. My God, that would have, But what I loved there is that we got the essence of Peter Parker again. He promised her that he'd tell her he loved her the next time he saw her, but to keep her safe.
He saw because she did that, pulled her hair back and he saw the cut.
Yeah. He's like, I've heard her before.
Yeah.
It was even referencing the fact that he talked about that cut before. He was so worried when he first saw it.
Yeah.
It's a tiny little cut.
Yeah. You're bleeding.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
But that was another moment of where we leave Peter here. So Peter has lost his friends. He's lost his Aunt May. He's lost all his tech. He's had to sew his own suit. He's lost all his resources. He's lost the Avengers, essentially.
Yeah, he's lost everyone.
And I love it. Because what they've set up here to go forward is the Peter that I know from the comics. It's the dude struggling in his little
You know what
apartment.
they've also done? Pulled Marvel out of the equation. Now Sony can run with it.
See, I honestly
That's
thought...
what they can do now. Because there's no one remembers him.
I was honestly worried. We got an article during the week leading up to this of Amy Pascal saying that Tom Holland signed on for 3 more Spider-Man movies. Right?
Under Sony.
I thought when this was happening that was just a red herring. She was throwing us off and they were going to take Spider-Man out completely here.
It's a perfect time to do it. If you wanted to, this is where you do it.
Yeah.
This is where you pull Spider-Man out and you just go, you know what? Put him on the back burner. We'll focus on trying to make a Black Panther movie without Black Panther.
Look, I really hope that in the future, say the next Avengers movie they do, whatever that is, I would love if Spider-Man showed up. If he didn't,
I don't want him in it.
I don't care.
I don't want him in it.
He doesn't need to be. I am so keen to see where this Spider-Man goes moving forward. What I'd love is that for our next one, I don't even care if he fights a villain in the next one. We've seen all his villains.
Well, it'll be Craven.
Go up against a gang in this one. I want to see him go up against something, just in New York. Look, I'm going to break this down, man. I want that first. Just have him being Spider-Man in New York. I want to see him struggling to hold down a job, be Spider-Man, go to college, all that stuff.
Give him a show.
Then we have Craven.
Give him a show. Give him a 6-episode show.
Well,
in New York.
It's 3 movies, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I reckon your first movie is that one. I think then in between your first and second movie, we get Aaron Taylor Johnson's Craven movie.
That'll be first.
You reckon?
Because he's been cast.
Yeah.
That'll be first. That has to be first.
I reckon number 2, I'd want Craven's Last Hunt. So then have Craven see Spider-Man's been in New York this whole time doing stuff and go, I'm going to go hunt him. So whatever he did in number 1 needs to be...
I reckon that'll be first, and he's seen Spider-Man in this.
Maybe, yeah.
Movie.
Or
So
seen
now
that many Spider-Mans or something.
He's going to be coming to hunt.
Yeah. Either way...
Well, there's no footage of the other 2 Spider-Men showing up.
You're right. Either way, I think we're getting... I'd love to see Craven. And then that last one would just be perfect for Death of Spider-Man.
Yeah. Miles. Well, no, so you'd introduce Miles in the first. He's training him in the second.
Yeah.
So you get a full-fledged team up with Miles and Peter. And then the third one is your Death of Spider-Man. You kill Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Hand the torch over to Miles. That's where you do it. That's your 3. So you have him Craven. He meets Miles. You have Miles' story going along the same line as Peter fighting Craven. And then Miles shows up and helps out.
Or Craven, while hunting Spider-Man, gets the wrong Spider-Man. And that's how you bring Miles into it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just love whatever the next one. I just want.
And then you have
that
you have that scene where
you're like me.
Yeah, you're like me.
I can show you the ropes.
Yeah, that's your second movie.
I just want the first movie though to just be Spider-Man. If I'm honest,
it won't happen.
It won't happen. They've set it up perfectly and they've left clear space here.
Yeah,
it's what I want to see.
It won't happen though. That's the problem with it.
But yeah, your Death of Spider-Man, I think number 3.
That will be your third. Miles take the torch,
and I'll be happy with that. Unfortunately, we've now got articles since then with Tom Holland saying he's done playing Spider-Man. No, so who knows what's going to happen?
You're relied on.
Guys, that's the movie. We've got end credits.
And we still need Spider-Man Trust with Deadpool.
Yeah.
So
that'd be awesome. We've got the Venom end credit.
Yep, that got
first
ruined
up,
for
the
me.
mid-credit scene.
It didn't get ruined. I saw Tom Hardy pop up and I'm like, oh, no, don't skip.
So essentially...
But it already got ruined.
The end credit scene from Venom Carnage is he's in the hotel room and it shifts. I don't know why he got brought over because he doesn't know who Peter Parker is.
Football is life.
Yeah. Then he gets to talk to Danny Rojas at the bar, who apparently spends the next 12 hours telling him everything about the Avengers over and over again.
So there's a guy in an iron suit.
Yeah. It's better than Lethal Protector. Anyway, he then gets...
We are drunk.
Yeah, he then gets taken...
We should go skinny dipping.
...back to his reality before leaving a little bit of symbiote behind.
Oh, man, we just got here.
Leaves
so good.
Little bit of symbiote behind.
Doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
At all, because it should have gone as well.
The symbiote's in the MCU now, and I'm happy with that.
It's going to go find Peter. Is it Venom? It's still technically Venom, isn't it?
Could the first movie be Venom? Be him black suiting up?
Well, it'd have to be now. You've dropped the hint.
He goes and gets a job at the Daily Bugle taking photos. Eddie Brock's there.
Who's going to be Eddie Brock? Do you reckon it'll still be Tom Hardy?
Who knows? Could be.
Eddie Brock is Eddie Brock.
But it'd be a more of an Eddie Brock than the one we got. Because the Eddie Brock in the comics was the competitive.
So we might actually get a proper Spider-Man movie. A real Spider-Man movie.
They might have dropped
with a real Eddie Brock that looks like should be Eddie Brock, not a Topher Grace.
Venom with the giant spider across his chest. And, guys.
That's what we need. We need that Venom, that looking Venom with just the white spider.
Mate.
That's what we need.
Venom, Craven.
Death of Spider-Man.
Death of Spider-Man. Now, in the comics, it's Norman Osborn that kills Spider-Man.
Can't have that here. There is no Norman Osborn in this universe. They said that.
Yeah.
Someone's in my house. My company doesn't exist.
Could Kingpin kill him? Could they go the Spider-Verse route?
Yeah, Spider-Verse route. Just hammer him.
Maybe.
That's a way you make D'Onofrio
Hello, D'Onofrio.
the ultimate Kingpin.
Anyway.
You don't need no car doors. You just have him dual fisting. Just bang.
Oh, my God.
Bang.
Tell you what, it'd have to be something supreme because we just saw what the Goblin did to that Spider-Man and didn't kill him. So
Goblin's not as strong as Kingpin.
He should be.
He's not.
Anyway, the last thing we got was the full trailer for the next Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange.
Which opened up with a bunch of dialogue from Spider-Man Far From Home.
Yep.
Of, we know, frightening a little about the multiverse, this spell, blah, blah, blah. It's pulling people in.
Hot Wanda.
Goes and finds Wanda, who says, I thought you'd be here. And he's like, I'm not here to talk about Westview.
I don't care about you having a mental breakdown.
Yeah, we're fine. Her face too, like, what?
Oh, you don't care?
You're only here because you need me?
You want help?
You didn't, what? Yeah. Keen to see this. You guys got a bit of America walking around too? America Chavez?
Mm-hmm.
Seen a bit of her there, so that's a bit.
That was the star on the back, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. She was walking around with them a bit. Baron Mordo, we see as well. But
I can't help you. So he goes to him for help. But then we get the what if.
Yes.
And that is 100% who that is.
And this is what we called from the start.
But that is the what if Doctor Strange.
We saw that episode and said, if anyone gets out of the what if
out of the cartoon, that is him.
It's him.
And it was him. 100%. I don't care what anyone says. 100%. That is what if.
Benedict Cumberbatch is going to choose scenery.
He gets to play a bad guy.
I am so
And not a bad guy who's a CGI character. He's going to be a bad guy and we're going to see the face properly.
Just his facial expressions.
When
he said that.
It's going to be awesome.
Oh, man, I'm so keen.
Let's Scooby-Doo this shit.
Oh, all right. Anyway, that
would have been cool if the bad one had have said that.
Yeah.
Just in an evil tone. Let's just Scooby-Doo this shit. And
I think the bad one would be a Scrappy-Doo fan. Let's Scrappy-Doo this.
Let's Wilma this shit.
Oh, guys, thank you for sitting through this. I hope you enjoyed this as much as us. One of my regrets for us doing this show is that we didn't start earlier and never got to review Avengers Endgame, because that portal scene in Avengers Endgame, I didn't think would get touched from that whole battle of coming out the portals, Cap picking up Mjolnir, all of that. I didn't think would get touched.
And as soon as Andrew Garfield showed up on screen, it's like, winning.
If I'm ranking my MCU movies,
be careful. Be careful what you put number one.
I know what you're saying, man, but I'm sorry.
It can't beat it. It doesn't. Still don't beat it. Nah. Get out.
The
show's
reason,
over. Look, cancel the show before you give the ratings.
The reason why Iron Man for you
cancel it.
Is up there is because it set everything up and went from the start, right? It's a great movie.
No, it's goated.
It's a solid movie.
Goated.
Yeah, but so is Spider-Man 2 for me. And
Iron Man's better than that.
We got Doc Ock and Toby come across.
Iron Man for me is the MCU Terminator 2. 100%. Like it's any time that movie is on, watch it. I'll put it in and watch it. I've watched that movie. I don't even know how many times I've watched that movie now.
Yeah, but
that has to be my most watched movie.
That's going to be this for me, is what I'm saying.
This for me,
I'm going to watch this so much.
This for me is the Snyder Cut. This is my MCU Snyder Cut. There is so much in the start of this movie I will fast forward to get to the good bit.
Yeah.
That is what this is.
See, I will
fast forward all of the Snyder Cut to get to Superman coming back and having the fight against the team. I will fast forward this movie all the way to get to possibly the Green Goblin fight, but more than likely Ned opening portals and bringing the Spider-Man across. That's what it will do for me.
I really liked the Mirrorverse fight with...
It was good, but once you've seen it once or twice...
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
But the Spider-Man together will never get old.
And you'll just
it's like the black suits. It will never get old.
From that point onwards. Just...
Rebirth, Superman, Flash running and Superman clocking him. That will never get old.
Yeah.
That'll go down in history as one of the best scenes ever. Same as this.
This is up there. This is absolutely up there, guys.
But Iron Man 1, there's no point in that movie where I'll fast forward and get to the next bit. I will watch the movie from start to finish.
I see what you're saying.
Every time. You can't beat it.
Yeah. Although I watch Spider-Man 2 from start to finish every time. Like, definitely.
But that's not MCU.
Well,
it is now, I guess, isn't it? Does it?
Who knows?
Man, it's not. No, it's not.
It's not. It's not.
It's not MCU.
It's
and that's what I mean.
multiverse.
Iron Man is the number one movie in the MCU, hands down. There's nothing that comes close.
See,
This is good. This is great. This is a great movie. It's not that though.
I'm just reluctant to rank.
With all the things,
I've got like a batch sitting up top.
We have to rank.
Yeah.
It's what we do.
This is just, it's up there.
And if you're saying this is number one over Iron Man, I'm saying Iron Man is number one, well then...
Where they're both sitting at 1 and 2 for us.
They're sitting at 1 and 2, but who's one? You can't put them overlap each other.
It depends if they're asking me or you.
Do we have to fight?
Yeah, I guess
Do we need a punch on?
All right, let's go.
My ankle's still sore.
Thanks
Leave
for
it
joining
alone.
us, guys. There can only be one, so next week it'll either be me or Seve, and we'll find out who's going to rank number one for the MCU for us. Look, guys, this was a massive episode, but it was a massive movie. You know that if you've watched that and decided to listen to this as well.
I cannot wait to watch it in 4K on my TV.
Yeah.
I'll buy it.
Definitely.
I will buy it.
Guys, buy the physical copy of this because who knows. And I tried to watch, and I'm gonna watch this again. I've already said that. I'm gonna watch it a lot of times. But I'm gonna watch, and I tried to do it. I didn't
You have
time.
other things to watch first.
I know. I didn't have time,
So-
but I wanted to watch the other Spider-Man leading up to this.
That's what the missus said to me. She goes, we should have watched them before we come. I'm like, we probably should have.
I wish I had, and I
unlucky.
tried. Remember how I told you the other week we watched Spider-Verse on the TV?
Yeah, why didn't you put the other Spider-Man on?
Because they're not on any streaming services. Homecoming is on Netflix.
Big W close by.
Yeah, no, I've got the physical copies I could just put in.
Exactly. You've got the physical copies.
Yeah, but then I've got to set up the PlayStation.
Oh, it's
I've got
so
to,
hard.
You know, it is, man.
It's so hard.
I know.
My God.
But I would love them all to be
Are
one
they
spot.
not? Are they not on Disney?
No, because they're Sony.
Oh, they are too.
I think they were at one point on there and they got pulled.
When is Disney going to buy Sony?
I think they're trying and Sony's just holding out.
And also, when is Disney going to buy DC from Warner Brothers?
Oh, man. Anyway. Look, guys, thanks for
Come
joining
on.
us. We really appreciate you.
This was
sticking out
amazing.
This long. This movie was great. We're going to watch it again. I hope you're going to watch it again. Let us know your favorite parts. How many times did this movie make you cry, laugh, cheer, all that fun stuff?
Did you cheer out loud? If you did, don't go to the movies, please. For the sake of us who like going to the movies, don't go to the movies and cheer. Please don't.
Look, I think there's a time and place. I think if you're at a premiere and the people who made the movie are there with you,
Oh, then yes, 100%.
clap for them.
If you're a random and no one's there, don't clap.
No, if you're at a midnight screening, clap.
No, what? No.
I'm fine with that because everyone there is enough of a fan that they're probably doing the same thing.
Nah,
It's for me, then it's like going to watch footy with your friends.
just give a yes, but
Yeah.
don't clap.
Oh, do what you need to.
No round of applause.
Get excited. But if you're just at a random screening at 6 o'clock on a Tuesday,
6 o'clock on a Friday night, like I was, and you got the people cheering. It's like, shut up,
I didn't hear that next line.
Yes.
We missed a quip.
you idiot. Andrew Garfield's here. He's quipping. Shut up.
Oh, man. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.